This is Invincible Beatdowns Are Brutal, man, by CJDACHAMP, man. We got some beautiful ladies. Y'all must follow these beautiful ladies if y'all want them back on here, man. If y'all want them back on the channel, y'all need to follow these beautiful ladies, man. No cap. If you got reaction collab requests, man, you must join the membership.
Hello, my name is Azzure. You can find me on Instagram at 949.pm and on TikTok at 949@night. I post fashion content and just whatever comes to mind.
Hi, I'm Bozz EJ. You can find me on IG, TikTok, everywhere else, the platforms that we can't discuss, at Bozz EJ. And you can find me there.
What it do, y'all, is Coldkissess. You can find me on Coldkissess on TikTok, Facebook, and IG. I'm a digital marketer. I hope you get the income / digital artist. I go live every day at 6 o'clock in the morning. Catch me.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmineurose. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram with this name right here, Jasmineurose. I do live DJ sets on TikTok pretty much every day. And then I live in Miami, so I do like fashion, lifestyle, DJ content.
Hi everyone, my name is Rosie. You can find me on pretty much all social media platforms. That's choosing_Texas. I go live almost every day.
Hey guys, I'm Shalani. I'm a New Yorker, big Leo. Okay, you can find me on Instagram and YouTube at Shalani_SJC, and then TikTok at Shalano99. And I do dancing content.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So it has come to my attention that has had some pretty brutal beatdowns. Like, I'm talking blood all over the screen and guts literally getting dug out of. So since we're basically at the halfway point, and at the halfway point till we do the first trial of the crispiest Viltrumite in the galaxy, today we're gonna go through some of these brutal beatdowns that have basically broke the internet. So without further ado,
okay, let's get it.
all right, so the first ass whooping we're gonna be breaking down is a young Omni-Man getting jumped by his parents. Now this right here basically confirmed to everyone, if you didn't think so already, that being born a Viltrumite is probably the worst fate you could ever ask for.
Always getting
this is without a doubt one of the craziest societies of all time. Like, we already knew that these crazy ass niggas had a whole great purge and half of their population was wiped out because of it. But now we learned that the kids weren't even safe. And to become a fully grown adult, you had to survive getting jumped by your parents. Now, let's take a look at this scene.
That's
Young
crazy.
Omni-Man, aka Nolan, was basically teaching a class to these kids about the history of Viltrum, and he decided to ask this little girl a question about the Great Purge. So she started stuttering and didn't know what to say.
He gotta go to the black girl.
Nolan walked up to her and put his hand on her head and said, "Think wisely about your answer, little nigga. You know what happens when you get one question wrong, right?" And he was dead.
Should have smacked that nigga for real. You don't never touch a girl here. You don't never touch a girl here.
Michael Jordan her like that.
But she was like the only black girl. I want to
smithereens. And you would think that the other kids would be scared for her, but no, they were side-eyeing the hell out of her.
And they got
like,
the boosted fade.
You best not get that question wrong, bitch, or you're going to split that. So thank God she locked in and got the question right. But then I ain't gonna lie, this is the craziest part. Before he dismissed class, he told them, "Go find food and shelter if you can, and return here at sunrise ready for combat. Oh, and I almost forgot. At least 2 of you little niggas will die tomorrow." So you best come locked in, or it's your ass. And then they just going with it like, "Sir, yes, sir." Like, dog, this is without a doubt the worst society to ever be born in. They don't even provide their own kids with food and a bed. They gotta find it themselves. The Viltrumites really said, "We don't do that weak ass child support shit. The child can support themselves." So right after Nolan was done teaching his class, both of his parents pulled up on him and straight up looked at him like, "Yeah, you know what today is, young blood? It's your birthday, AKA initiation day, little nigga." So they full on bum rush Nolan and start beating the shit
be back
out of him.
at him.
And bro,
Kill.
you could easily tell
Fight
that
back.
out of both of the parents that this man's mama didn't have an ounce of love for him the way she was doing him. She straight up sliced him in the chest and ran her knee into this man's face. And this wasn't even her nastiest shot. She basically charged up this one punch all the way from the ground and put her whole body cough up blood. Then while he was stunned and basically out of it, both his mom and his dad just start running his ass down. Nolan could not move. This nigga was stuck in a Marvel vs. Capcom 3
that nigga like he got all ass on this report
grabbed
card.
his head and gave him just a nasty headbutt. And that headbutt ended up leading to a black eye and a broken nose. So while Nolan looked like he was already on half HP, the mama just stared at him and was like, nah, nigga, this ain't enough. And decided to dash in and piece him up some more. Now while Nolan was getting pieced up by his mama, he was finally able to fight back after having to stomp the ground and kick a stone into his mama's eye. Then giving her a well-deserved right hook for being a deadbeat mom. But I want y'all to watch the daddy real quick. While the mom was flying back, the dad just slapped her to the side like a fly. These niggas don't even care about their spouses. They just think it's everyone is just a sack of meat. I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't even married. They probably just decided to have a baby to fill the quota, and that's that. So Nolan rushes his dad down and throws a fist into his hand and starts to choke him. And it looks like the dad was pleased and was ready to end his initiation. But the mama came back and threw him into the stairs. And right when this happened, I knew she was coming back to collect that receipt for her eye getting messed up and also taking out her anger for the daddy slapping her ass.
Why you ain't coming back to the daddy?
She started stomping his face in, and when she got tired of stomping him out, she just started grounding, pounding, and wailing on him. Look at this dude, bro.
Yeah, she get hit on at home. She got to. The way that nigga smacked her, she taking it all out on him.
She got all that anger built up.
Real.
He got ready. This fight should be over. He's clearly had enough. But the mom just continued to beat the ever-living crap out of him until the dad finally came over and told her, enough, shorty. He's had enough.
Yeah.
And this is how you could tell that she really hated Nolan and his dad. Because after she beat the hell out of him, she straight up told them,
"You're as pathetic as he is.
What?
I hope to never see either of you again."
Oh, hell no.
If I heard
She forgot to smack him on the way out.
She just finished me out and beat me down to 1 HP on my birthday. I'ma be so real, I might just end it all. Because I'd be sick to my damn stomach. Now I know why Nolan beat Mark's ass like that in season 1. Because if this was a parenting he was experiencing, then no wonder his parenting skills were ass. And this just reaffirmed to me again that being born a Viltrumite is in all honesty a fate worse than death. Brutality. All right, now that was our appetizer. Now it's time for the main event, the Conquest versus Mark rematch. Now this right here is without a doubt the most brutal fight we've seen yet. This fight actually had me so disgusted by the end of it that I had to look away because I made the horrible mistake of eating my dinner while watching this. And I will probably never eat watching Invincible ever again because of this. So Satan's greatest soldier Conquest pulled back up to run the ones with Mark again. And you know, I gotta give a shout out to Cecil real quick for being the biggest
what's up with his
of the
lip?
century.
I don't know what's up with that
We would
nigga
not be
lip.
getting this rematch if bro just did his job and disposed of the body like he should have. Like you really thought this little ass cage was gonna hold this nigga?
Bruh, for real.
Like, holy shit, man. This is the most incompetent motherfucker in this damn series, bro. How did this guy get this job again? Like, honest question. Anyways, bro. So the first person to attack Conquest was the biggest liability on the team, Oliver. So he flew up and immediately got a backhand to the face. That hit was probably so hard it probably gave Oliver PTSD from when Conquest dribbled him like a basketball. So Oliver tried to come in and hit him again with a barrage of fast punches, but all this was doing was giving Conquest a massage. Nigga was doing the same shit now Oya was doing the monkey, just throwing pillows out. So Conquest grabs Oliver by the head and tells him, "Oh, I remember you. You're the little purple squirt from before. Last I remembered, I was trying to rip your guts out. So let's continue from where we were last time, shall we?" So Conquest starts to crush Oliver's head, and he's about to pop his head like a balloon. But J. Jonah Jameson himself comes in to save his sorry-ass son from getting his head crushed. So Omni-Man and Conquest started to box for a bit. But this nigga Mark immediately flew in and said, "Hands off,
Okay, for
Dad.
real.
This fame is mine's and mine's alone." So Conquest looked at Mark and said, "Hey, kid. How's your girlfriend? She doing all right? Oh, I can't wait to taste her fine ass blood one more time."
Dracula out here.
So the moment Mark heard Conquest talking about Eve, he just straight up flew directly at him and started viciously putting hands on this old nigga. Then he started to rain down multiple 6 to 12 elbows right into this man's face. Now, while they continued to box, Oliver was running out of air because he wasn't used to holding his breath in space yet. So he had to fly down to the planet that they were close to so he could re-up on some oxygen. So Conquest saw Oliver flying down and told Mark, "Oh no, we can't let little purple squirt miss all the fun now, can we?" So Conquest gives Mark a nasty blow to the gut, then flies down to the planet to chase down Oliver. And this is where we see one of the most diabolical "he's behind me, isn't he" frames of all time. Conquest pulled up right behind Oliver.
He looked like he about to spank that
everything, looking like he's about to swat the half cockroach out of Oliver's soul. But Mark comes in to save Oliver right before he gets chased down, blocked by Conquest. So Mark's grand plan was to basically choke the life out of Conquest.
Bro,
this
he
was not going to let go of the chokehold he had for the rest of the fight. He was fully committed to choking his ass out. So since Mark wouldn't let go, Conquest just started giving Mark multiple body shots. Bro was taking about 50 punches to his liver and 50 punches to his kidneys, while they were just flying around the planet and ragdolling themselves into the environment. So when they ended up slamming into the ground, Mark had the top mount, and it looked like he was trying to crush Conquest's neck and drive his whole body into the ground. But then Conquest lifted Mark up and slammed him into the ground, reversing the whole situation. So Conquest started giving Mark more kidney shots and liver shots. Then he started decking him in the face and bouncing his skull off the ground. But Mark was still hanging onto Conquest's neck while taking this beating. Like I said earlier, this nigga Mark was committed to choking the life out of Conquest's old ass. So Conquest picked up Mark and rammed him into this mountain. And he started to wail on Mark, just swinging punches into him over and over again. And I ain't gonna lie, this next sequence of punches Conquest did gave me back pain while watching this. He hit him with this 3-piece, and the last punch was so hard it warped his back. This man's rib cage just got eviscerated, and he may never walk straight ever again because it looks like his spine just got snapped in half right here. So they kept on ramming each other into all the surrounding rocks and mountains. And when they finally stopped, you can actually see the damage that Mark has done to Conquest, because his face was now discolored and his eyes were bloodshot red because he hasn't been able to breathe at all because of Mark's persistent ass chokehold. Now this is when the fight just got nasty as hell, and the brutality just ramped up to another degree. Conquest had his nasty ass hand all up in Mark's face. So Mark turned damn near feral and bit this man's thumb off. And then after he bit his thumb off, he stood Conquest up, and you get this shot from Conquest's POV. You see this nigga Mark straight up spit his thumb out while making eye contact with him the whole time. He didn't even say a word, but you could tell what he was thinking just by the look he was giving him. Just straight up, "I hate you, nigga, let's die." So since Conquest was being pushed back, he had to use his ultimate move, the same one that sent Eve back to the lobby before she respawned. He rams his whole hand into Mark's body. Now this attack would probably end about 99.9% of people if they were hit by this. But Mark, being the main character and powering through this shit with the power plot armor, kept on choking Conquest.
Always the power plot.
And look at Conquest's face right now. This man is actually stunned. You can actually see a little bit of fear on his face, because he is now starting to realize that Mark actually got that dog in him. So Mark slams him down and continues to choke the life out of Conquest. Now we're at the moment where I had to stop eating my dinner while watching this, because this was the most disturbing and disgusting shit I think I've ever seen in an animated show. Conquest started to dig in this man's insides and rip out all of his internal organs and intestines. Now I'm censoring the hell out of this because YouTube would eviscerate this video and send it to the Shadow Realm if I actually showed this. Also, if you're eating while watching this, I'm saving your ass right now, because you could have ended up like me My
niece.
appetite was cooked after this, and I did not hit my protein goals
I
that
went
day.
on
My
good.
gains were not achieved because of this shit. But this goes on for like a solid minute. Mark was just screaming in pain while Conquest was running out of air and trying to dig Mark's insides out. But finally, after what felt like ages, the lights finally go out for Conquest, and Mark slayed Satan's greatest soldier for a second time. Now I gotta stand up and give Mark his flowers.
Is Mark
'Cause
still
I won't
alive?
lie, I give this man a hard time due to
I
him
don't
getting
even know if he's
his ass
still
beat,
alive
left
after
in
that.
critical condition in nearly 80 to 90% of his fights.
highly
But
doubt
right
it.
here, I'll admit
Nah,
that
he
Mark
is.
got that dog in him,
He
because this
alive?
was his best performance yet, even though he's in critical condition again. But
No
I just
way.
know one thing for
Oh,
sure:
he
when they
come
get
back.
back
He
to
definitely
Earth,
come
Caesar's
back.
ass better be
ICU.
getting stomped out, because you're not about to get away with this shit,
He
nigga.
gotta be at the ICU.
No,
There's
bro.
no way.
Brutality. And that, ladies and gentlemen, would be the end of our little brutal beatdown special. And it
There we go. There we go. What y'all think about that video?
Interesting.
I enjoyed that one better.
Yeah.
Better. Better.
I especially love the first part. That shit brought back
But the
memories.
fact that I actually seen the full fight, it turns out pretty amazing. So that's what actually
I feel
hooked me to
like-
watching it.
I feel like he was scared to fight his parents. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm scared to fight mine. But honestly,
It
if they
actually
do
gave
me
him superpowers getting beat by his parents. So that's what
Like,
made
if
him
my
the
parents is-
Omni-Man.
if my parents is doing me in like that, I'm sorry. She done lived her life. I'm gonna have to whoop her ass. I love her, but she gotta go. Girl, I'm
At
still
some
trying
point,
to
you
have a
gotta
fun
fight back.
summer. Yeah, like the first couple hits, all right, I'm gonna give you that one. But after the third one now.
No, I know them to be strong though, so it was a reason why they jumped
No.
up like that.
I could never fight my
That's the kind of
parents.
ass whooping they need to give these kids these days.
If my parents are jumping me, I'm telling everybody business. I remember when you was with that lady back in the day. Like, I'm telling you shit. If somebody is gonna jump in this fight with me,
For real.
y'all is
She
jumping
beating her
me.
son up, and this the dad that whooped her, not even him.
Listen,
And
Omni-Man got
she's
it
still
held
mad.
down. He got it held down. Omni-Man got it
He
held
did.
down.
I ain't gonna lie, he held it down. But like,
Well,
you
when you
also
see the
smacked my
whole
mama in
thing,
the
though, it
neck.
will all make sense. When you see the whole thing, you'll be like, okay, oh wow, like this whole time he was giving grace.
Yeah, that might be
Yeah.
one of them ones I need
He
to
was
watch.
giving
That would have
grace.
pumped me up though. But the mom was just coming back, beating him like, yo, I don't know what's going on at the household, but I think he putting his hands on her for real. Got to. If he just
They
easily did
ultramized.
it,
They put their hands on everybody.
that's tough right
I
there,
mean,
man.
she could at least smacked him. Like, you might not can win
Yeah.
against the guy. You could have smacked him on the way out or
Like,
something.
nigga,
Like,
yo, I was
stand
kind of
up.
bothered how they did the black girl though. I was kind of bothered at that for real. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
doing?
for sure.
God dang. But anyway, man, y'all follow these beautiful ladies, man. You know, must be part of the membership, man. If you got reaction requests, man, that was crazy. I ain't gonna cap, man. Follow every last one. It's up to y'all, man, to follow these beautiful ladies, to bring them back, man. We get videos quicker for y'all, man. Hit that like, hit that sub, man. We out. Peace.